everyone, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets and welcome to another Sketch Sunday video. So this week's sketch comes to you from My Favorite Things. What a surprise, since I love their sketches. So this is what it looks like, and we are going to be making a bridal shower card for my little sister in my sorority. So today we're going to use something called diffusers. I believe that's what they're called. I've had them for a while, and I've used them on a couple projects, and when I looked at the design or the sketch for this week, I noticed that there was a circle in the middle of it, and I went to find my circle dies and I can't find them. So I thought what I would do is use the diffuser, because I have a circular one, to create the card front. So they come in a package of 3, and you get the positive and the negative ones. So anywhere where there's the cutout is where the embossing is not going to happen. The solid part is what puts pressure on the embossing folder. So what you do is you put the paper inside the embossing folder, then you put the diffuser over top of it, lining it up to exactly where you want the non-embossed part of your card to be, and run it through the Cuddle Bug. Now I have the Genius platform, and I could not put the top layer on, so I had to just run it through like this, which is one of the reasons that I use washi tape to hold them down. So this one we're using is the Cuddle Bug Twill Stripe. I think it's pretty. Our sorority colors were purple and white. So, and that is the colors of her wedding. So I thought that I would use a little distress ink to color in the front of this. Now, this circle piece is the cutout from the diffuser that I used. So I thought by just placing it over top, I would be able to kind of mask off the area, so I make sure that I keep it clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Seedless Preserves Distress Ink and use my mini ink blending tool to create some color on the front of this card. Now I'm starting off the page, and what I might do is I might just kind of use this around the edges and then go back in with the lighter color, maybe the Dusty Concord, or what's the other color that I have? I have Dusty Concord's really is lighter, and then Milled Lavender's even lighter than that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in with a little bit of Dusty Concord and kind of just go around the edges. And this way it has a cool effect. And so it will, and I can kind of move it up so I can get a little bit more of the embossed image. So I had to run it through twice, so I don't think that it's a perfect circle, but I'm okay with that. That does not bother me. I'm not one to create perfect things, and again, it's handmade, so that does not necessarily mean that it has to be perfect. So I just want to kind of make sure that I got all of the embossing, and I'm trying my best to not go in the circle. So it's not going to, again, not going to be perfect, but it has several shades of purple, and I could even have gone back in with the lighter. I could have gone lightest to darkest if I kind of wanted to do 3 colors, but I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do going into this. So let me just clean this up really quickly, because knowing me, I will get the ink all over my project. Would not be the first time that I have ever done that. I tend to transfer ink onto pretty much everything that I do. So, I also went and made a Cricut cutout of an engagement ring, since this is their bridal shower. And I used some silver glitter paper that I had, and then I tried to cut out the cut that was on top of this, and to give the diamond a little bit of detail, but it really wasn't working. So what I want to do is I want to assemble it, and then I also want to use some glossy accents. This is what they look like. Here's the bottle. I want to use that to go ahead and give the diamond a little bit of shine and sparkle. So we're going to glue it together with a Zig 2-way glue pen. Just going to put adhesive on the back of this, and I'm actually going to take a pair of scissors and go over. The cut is not really clean on this, And of course I have some purple distress ink on the back of this diamond. So I'm just going to cut off, so I'm going to make sure that I put the good side of the diamond down on the front. Just make sure that looks okay. And there's the diamond ring. So now, knowing me, I want to make sure that before I put the glossy accents on, I want to make sure that I have everything in place. I think that I also want to use some pop dots to pop this up off of the background. One, because the diamond is white and the background is white. So what I really could do is I could go in with that really, really light purple, and I could go in and do the shading of that. But I think that popping it up on foam dots would actually give it, one, some dimension, and two, it would make it so that it's not white on white. So let's see. I'm going to put this on the back of the diamond, and then you can always put glossy accents on this once it's popped up. So should I move this back a little bit? Don't want any of that to show. It's a little bit too big. Foam piece is just a tiny bit too wide. So I'm going to cut it down. The nice part about these foam dots is these are ones that I got from Michael's, from the dollar bin. And the nice part about it is once you're done with all of the pop dots, you can actually cut these down and use the strips because it's all adhesive. So it works out really, really well. I've gotten a lot of pop dots out of this for $1. I think there's 100 in it to begin with, and then you get as many strips as you can cut out of it. Oops. So that's what it's going to, so it's going to pop up off the page like that. So it's going to have some dimension, and then with the glitter, you're going to, that glossy accents, you're really going to be able to notice it. It's not going to blend in like it does right now. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And when you cut it into strips like this, another nice part about it is you can kind of manipulate it so you don't have to cut a bunch of different pieces. You can just kind of make it go around, and you don't have to, it doesn't take much time. I used to cut these into really small pieces and then put them on there, and then somebody was saying for a shaker card they were actually able to manipulate it, and ever since then I tried doing it and it's worked so well. Cut it down to strips and just kind of manipulate the shape of it. So if you notice, we're probably not using any My Favorite Things stamps this week for the project. I have not actually submitted any of my designs lately to My Favorite Things. So not that I don't love using their stuff, but I just can't find my wedding stuff that I normally use for wedding cards. I can't find those dies that I have that I love to use. I guess they are still MIA from the move. Okay, so I'm going to place the engagement ring on top of it. So that's what it looks like right now. So it's nice and sparkly and dimensional. And what I'm going to do is I cut down a piece of purple cardstock, which is like a dark purple, because I want this kind of to be monochromatic. And we are going to attach this to the back of that. But now, since I've already attached this and I don't want the dimension to go away, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ATG gun and I'm just going to put glue on this piece, because I know there's going to be a little bit of a border, but it makes it a lot easier because, one, I always forget to glue my pieces down. Actually, I'm going to see if I can remove this because that's not the direction that I wanted the ring to be going in. just go like this. It's not exactly it. It's not even. I can be somewhat of a perfectionist when it comes to this kind of stuff. So we are going to glue this piece down to the front of the card base. Now I cut my own white card base from an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and I just cut it in half down the 11-inch side so that I had 2 card bases out of it. And sometimes I like making my own card bases better than for the smaller cards because they only do 4 by 5.5 when an A2 size card is actually 4 1/4 by 5.5. So you lose that 1/4 of an inch, and I know that doesn't sound like much, but it actually turns out to be. So you have this. I'm going to go back and look at the sketch because I think this kind of looks plain, and I know that in the sketch there are lines and things like that, and I know that we have the lines here. So what I want to do is I actually want to use this as a template, and then I want to take a pen and I want to go around the side of it. Because what I want to do, I want it to match up to the curve of the circle. Let me see how big I need for this. Almost 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down to almost 3/4 of an inch. So all I'm doing is just measuring so that I can attach these little pieces to the side. And hopefully they'll have just the right curve. I think I'm going to need it smaller than that. We'll try 1/2 inch. I'm going to take the other piece and do the exact same thing. I'm going to go and I'm sure there are other ways that you could do this, but this is the way that I think will work the best. I think I'm going to do the exact same thing. Do 1/4 of an inch, or I'm sorry, 1/2 inch. And see how that looks on the side, because hopefully the circle is pretty even in the middle. And it looks like it might be a little bit off, but I'm going to put the band, make sure that it's even. So I want to take my Zig 2A glue pen, which I think I put back. I'm going to put glue on these pieces, glue them down, and then see how it looks from there. And I know that there looks like there's another band in there. I'm trying to think of what I can do. I kind of want to make it look like it's continuous, like it's behind the circle. My ruler and see if it's close to being even. Looks pretty even to me. So the last thing that I think we're going to do is we're going to use glossy accents on the diamond. I'm just going to go over it, and this will give a nice shine to the diamond and make it sparkle. I know that the band sparkles itself, with the glitter paper, but this will give the diamond some dimension. You're not really going to be able to see anything right now. It's just going to look wet. But eventually, once it dries and all the bubbles come out of it, which I'll go back in and with a pin and take the bubbles out of this, the air bubbles, it will have a glossy shine and dimension to it. If you saw my video that I posted for the CAC hashtag event for this month, the first project, the art journal, the unicorn's wing and horn and hooves on there had the glossy accent, so you can see what that looks like. So there's the card. I probably am going to decorate an envelope. I think I want to do one more thing here. I just haven't figured out what it is. I might just get a lighter strip of purple and just kind of go back in there. Or do something maybe with hearts or something. I'm really not sure. But I do like the way that it came out. It's a fairly simple card, but it's using a couple different techniques. It's using the diffusers. If you guys have never seen them before, I think I got them from Joann's maybe a little while ago. I'm not even sure if they make them still, but I think that they're a really good tool, and I haven't used them in a while, and I was actually putting my stuff away the other day and putting my embossing folders into a bin and found these, and I remembered it when I was looking for supplies for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Sketch Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. If you have comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below. And if you're not a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe so you see all my Sketch Sundays and the CAC hashtag events and everything else that I do. So I will see you guys again soon for another video. Bye!